Don't miss any of the action at Oceanside, Chula Vista, Torrey Pines, and many more San Diego schools. Download the free UT Preps app on Google Play or the Apple App Store.
Hey there, sports fans. Christian Pedersen with San Diego Prep Insider here. I'm on the field at Granite Hills as we are duking it out for the CIF titles in men's lacrosse. All three divisions going on here. Let's see who's hoisting some championships. Our first stop, La Jolla taking on Del Norte. Earlier this season when these two clashed, Del Norte came out on top. This time, it was La Jolla striking first, courtesy Tanner Watson. Blazers! Vikings up 1. Vikings not done though in the first. Moments later, Alex Berry gears up for a long bounce shot. Vikings up 2. Berry not done. One more time. Berry, this one decidedly closer. Falling down on it. Vikings up 3-0. We go to the second quarter. Del Norte finally showing some life. Luke Welch on the board. Welch not done. He was their big scorer on the day. Del Norte cutting it kind of close, giving a little bit of a showing, but then the third quarter rolled around and La Jolla brought it back under control. Morgan Watson providing some nice saves in goal, setting up time for his offense to do things like this. Mike Elliott, it's a goal. And he gets a face full of Nighthawk on the way down. Still counts. La Jolla now up 3 again. Connor Usselman, stop, spin, score. That's nice to look at. La Jolla adds. This one, another one from Barry. He had himself a day and a half. Deep goal. La Jolla cruising. La Jolla adding on a little bit of breathing room here, courtesy of Oliver Winchbringer. Put him on the board as La Jolla caps off a championship season with a win over Del Norte. Congratulations to the Vikings on their success. Let's hear from some of the kids and coaches after the game.
Just unbelievable feeling. I've never won a championship like this. I can't imagine a team that I would have wanted to do it with more. I have utmost respect for Del Norte. They played an amazing game, amazing competition. They beat us earlier this year, and we just came out hard and really stuck it to them. And played our game that La Jolla Lacrosse has learned. And it's just fantastic that our town has adapted so much and made such leaps and bounds in the game.
I think we just put a full game together. We just from start to finish, we really put a game together. Everyone was fighting for the ground balls, and that's what made a difference today.
Since my brother's he's a junior right now, and I grew up watching him and all the older guys like Connor Usselman and all of them. Now to finally get to play with them, it's just amazing. And get to win a championship with them as a freshman, it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
We practice on a small grass field most of the season, and not having a home, not having a home field was tough because you get the home. That was the first time we had a home fan base, so we kind of had that blue collar mentality, like wherever we are, whatever, we don't have a locker room, we don't have this, whatever, let's just go out and play our game, take care of it. So it's kind of been that way all season. So we didn't really let it bother us.
Now to our Division I finals. Santa Fe Christian, San Marcos. Pair of teams that had some wild rides just to get to this point. So it's fitting that this one is a great shootout for the ages. First team to strike, San Marcos, courtesy of TJ Kakavau, the early season SDPI watch list member, doing big things in the finals. Doing deep shot type things. Bounce shot. SM up 2. But can't keep SFC's offense off the board forever. David Deviak, first one to strike. They're within 1. Then it was Mr. Hank Ontiveros rising to the occasion of a big game to make some big time plays. That's 1. A lot more from him as he took over. This one's going to be a massive scrum, followed by a little whoop and a little score. Ontiveros coming out lucky with that one. Tied game. Ontiveros didn't need to fight for this one, just blowing it by people. SFC's got the lead. Second half, San Marcos has an answer. Luca Lietti, it's a score. Knights tie it back up. Who does SFC turn to? Hank Ontiveros once again as he fights through a couple Knights, finds the back of the net. SFC back on top. SFC looking to get some breathing room. You're kind of getting the picture now. Nothing San Marcos could do could stop Ontiveros. So they've got to come up with some offense of their own. That was getting stymied by Grant Koopman. We go now to the fourth quarter. San Marcos trailing by 2. San Marcos now trailing by 1. Sean Galusha cutting the lead there. The defense, though, for SFC had just enough clutch plays in them. Another big save from Coop. This time, it was the big win of a scrum. This is the last minute of the game as anarchy takes over. San Marcos needs to come up with the ball for a chance to score, but there for the SFC Eagles eventually is Evan Smith with the biggest play of the day for himself right there to seal it off as SFC takes a nail-biter to proclaim themselves Division I champions. Congratulations to the Eagles. Coach even getting in on some of the celebration afterwards. Hard-fought title, boys. Let's hear from some of the players and coaches after the game.
I knew we were going to win this from the beginning of the season. It's just something when I've been playing lacrosse for a lot of years, and I just know that when you want something, you can go and get it. And I saw that drive in myself and in every one of my teammates and my coaches, and it's always been apparent to me.
Honestly, it's something different. Never had this feeling before. Just like excitement, pure joy, and yeah, I'm just super stoked right now.
It feels nice. It feels nice.
That's cool!
That's all I have to say.
Well, we just kept working. You know, we just have a philosophy in the program. We're gonna outwork everybody, and we're gonna represent our school and our Lord and everything else. And we competed our butts off. And in the end, you could see the effort that they gave.
On to the Open Division Torrey Pines Poway. It's a repeat of last year. It's the matchup that the entire county has been looking forward to all week long. Let's shake hands. Let's go to scoring. First team to find themselves a clutch play, Poway, Brad Belasco, bang! Titans on the board for 1. Another kid you have to know for the Titans is Kellen Cutting, their goalie. He had himself an absolute coronation today to be the best defender in the county. From the offense, Jake Fisk, lasers, Poway up a pair. It wasn't just Cutting though, it was the entire defense for Poway deserves a shout out. Great stick checking. They stymied the Falcons all night long. Another great save there from Cutting. Add one on from Belasco as Poway goes up 3. We go into the second quarter. Torrey Pines finally getting themselves on the board. They didn't come all this way just to get shut out. Spencer Small. Moments later, his buddy Luke Braun streaking through, shooting lasers. Torrey Pines cutting the lead down to 2. And right there with an answer is Poway. Zach Hodge dials up the deepest, sharpest laser in his pocket and got it. We go to the third quarter. Poway up a pair, now only up 1. That's Bo Betkiss. Torrey Pines drawing even. Aldrich Vanderhyde. We got ourselves a fresh game late in the third. It's when Zach Hodge dialed one up. Poway back on top, going crazy. Crowd getting real loud, getting real into it. And then another huge save from Cutting, as I said. Big night for that kid. Lasers, Kobe Brown, giving the Titans some breathing room late in the third. We go to the fourth, and Torrey Pines coming charging right back because of course they are. The captain getting them within 1, but then the defense and Cutting. I cannot stress it enough. This title is shared equally amongst offense and defense for Poway as they shut them down to repeat as Open Division champions. That's what a dynasty looks like, folks. Titans enjoying themselves a lot of hardware right now. Let's hear from some of the coaches and players after the game.
Oh, it's probably this is definitely my favorite game of all of high school so far. I mean, this trumps last year just because we had some distractions early in the season, and now we bounce back and be able to beat Torrey Pines. It's great to be able to get revenge against them after what they did to us in like the second week of the season.
You know, it's just awesome. It's just big. It's just very big. It's just a big accomplishment beating Torrey Pines. They're always a powerhouse team. It's just amazing that we can go back to back.
man, you know, there was a little voice in my head saying, you know, can you do it? Can you do it? And I just kept staying focused, because these guys had the best practice I've ever had with a lacrosse team this week, and I just knew we were going to win. Even when we went down 2-man, I didn't know how we were going to do it. I just kept faith, and the boys came through.